All right, everybody, 5 haunted houses. We're gonna hit them all today. Join us today on the XP Project. All right, it is a nice and actually cooler Saturday morning out here. We're probably only in about 80 right now degree weather. Walking past Rattlesnake Rapids here, I can kind of feel a little bit of the water breeze on me. It feels great. Today we are gonna do all 5 of the unpaid haunted houses at the Lagoon Park. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through these houses. You cannot film in these houses, so I can't take them in with me, unfortunately. But I'm gonna go in, do the houses, and then I'll come out, kind of give my little review. There will be spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled, probably don't watch this. But I'm gonna give my review, and then when I get home, I'm gonna edit these in order of my favorite to least favorite. All right, so got out of the Funhouse of Fear. All right, so this one is basically like your stereotypical like funhouse clown horror. It was actually really good. The thing I really like about this one is like the whole place is basically like black light and neon, and so it kind of is a little bit different than all the other ones in that it's just so bright in there. And I love there's a big clown at the end that's like it's not really like an animatronic, it's like a controlled clown, and that was really awesome. I really like this one, and they did change it up a little bit from last year because I remember this one, and that was a good one. So just a quick side note, because I know that this is important to me. Bags are allowed in the haunted houses. They're not on all the rides, but they are allowed in the haunted houses. So if you got a bag, feel free to take it in with you, but no flash photography. All right, so one other thing I wanted to mention was around these 5 haunted houses, they do have a lot of people acting you know, kind of a little bit crazy, clowns, stuff like that. If you do have really little kids, I'd probably stay away from that area. It's kind of all in kind of a main area except for the FRISCO. But they do have, and they had this last year, so I'd assume they have it again this year. They have these little like glow stick necklaces that your kids can buy, and you put that on them, and they're supposed to not bother people that have those glow stick necklaces. So check out like the Fascination building, because I think that's where they were selling them last year. I haven't confirmed that, but I'm pretty sure they do that again this year. All right, so I just got out of the Nightmare Midway. That one was really good. Like I said, spoilers. There was like a seance room that had like a really cool animatronic in it. And then there was one other room that was like completely fogged up. So, and it was like, the room was like painted white. So like between the fog and the room, like you couldn't see anything. That one has changed a lot since the last time I went on it. And that one was really good. I really liked that one. All right, so this is the Time Warp Fast Pass station. All right, so this is located right at the very back of like Midway Street. So you can come in here. It's basically just a fast pass system for the haunted houses. So a wristband is $25, but $23 if you have a season pass. They've got some like chips and oh, they do have the no scare glow necklaces. So those are $1. I did talk about those just a little bit ago, but that's a $23 season pass price. I've never bought one of these, so I don't know like how effective it is, but I would assume at the end of the night, like when it gets really busy, this would be a really good purchase. So check these out if this is your only day at the park. I'm not gonna get one because I'm here like every night for Frightmares, so I probably don't need one. But if you're only coming for one night, make sure you come in and get one of these. I'll be honest with you, I'm gonna have a really hard time ranking these because these are all really good this year and they've changed a lot up in these. I'm gonna have a hard time ranking, but when I get home, I'm gonna kind of sit down and I'll put them in order of ranking on which one I think is the best of the worst. But so far, they've all just been awesome. All right, so this Frightening Frisco, this one was great. So basically it's a like zombie Pioneer Village cowboy theme thing. They've got a lot of like Christian references and stuff in it. There's one part where you like go into like a church and that scene is actually really interesting and really scary. So I really liked this one. It feels like this one's a lot more like new, like just some of the like animatronics and the stuff that's inside of it, and the makeup on the people in here was really good. I really like this one, so I'm kind of having a hard time deciding which ones I liked the best, but this one was really good. Now traditionally this one does have the longest line, at least in my experience. So if you are coming out to the park, probably hit the FRISCO one first because it's the very back of the park, because it generally does have a little bit longer line just because it's such a popular attraction. All right, so while we're talking haunted houses and Halloween, drop a comment below. I'd really like to hear, what are your guys' favorite haunted houses you've ever been through? So I've actually got an old one and I've got a new one. So if you're from the Utah area, they used to have a Rocky Point haunted house that was down in Salt Lake. And one year they did like all the Universal monsters. So they had like Wolfman and Dracula and all them in separate rooms. And then they had like Freddy Krueger and like a different theme in every room. And I loved that one so much. A little bit more recently, we did the Walking Dead experience at Universal Studios, and that was one of my other favorites. But I'd love to hear what you guys say. What haunted houses have you loved going through over the years? All right, so I just got out of Malevolent Mansion. That one was great. So the theme on this one, it's kind of like Scary Mansion, kind of like Rich Manor, kind of scary haunted house kind of thing. I really like the theme on this one. A couple things I loved out of this one, there's a hallway at the first and they've got like portraits on it, and I don't know if it's like TV screens they were using for them, but it looked really cool because I mean in the old days they would just put like a painted plastic picture up or something that just kind of looked really fake, but they actually moved a little bit and stuff. There was another room in here that was awesome where like they actually put fog and lighting to make it look like it was water, and they had like alligators in it and stuff. I've never seen that effect so far at a haunted house, and I love that. This one was great. I really enjoyed this one. I just got to chuckle a little bit because Primordial is pulling crowds from everything, and the poor little splash pad, like nobody even wants to go in it right now because it's getting a little cooler. The haunted houses are all open and Primordial's taking so many of the crowds, so like nobody even wants to be in the splash pad. I kind of feel bad for it. Should I go run in it? All right, I did want to mention also, if you've got like really little kids and they're kind of scared of the whole Halloween festivities, I would suggest go to the south side of the park. That's where like Colossus and Colossus and Wicked are. There's not really a lot of like Halloween theme down here, and not a lot of people like walking around. So it kind of tends to be a little more PG down here, just because it can get a little scary at night for the kids with the, you know, people walking around scaring. So I would just stay on that side if you've got like really little kids, but you don't want to like miss out on coming to the park. All right, don't forget that this stage behind me will be open for the hack and slash in a couple hours. It'll be bumping. Make sure you come over to this. If this is something that you only come out to Lagoon one time, you have to make sure that you see this. It's one of their best shows and they've been doing it for a long time. It's really good. All right, so I wanted to take a quick second. If you're only out here for one day and you're kind of in the whole Halloween spirit and everything, there are a couple things besides just the haunted houses that you can do that are kind of Halloween themed that are just here all the time. So the first thing I'd mention is Terror Ride. It's a great horror dark ride. Dracula's Castle, it's kind of like Terror Ride, same thing, horror dark ride. And then the Bat, I mean, it's kind of Halloween-y themed. I'm kind of stretching a little bit there, but I'm just kind of thinking of things that are always here at the park that are kind of Halloween themed. Halloween's very friendly at this park because they know how Frightmares is such a big part of the season. So those are just a couple other things you can go on. I guess you could say Wicked maybe is a little Halloween theme too, but I'm biased because it's my favorite ride here. All right, so Dracula's Castle. This is just a classic. If you're not a Utah resident, this ride kind of might just seem a little silly and kind of goofy, but this ride just means so much because it's really been fairly unchanged. There's been little additions to it since we were really little kids, and this is just a classic. The nostalgia in there is just unbelievable. I just love this ride so much. It's so great. All right, so I just got out of the Nightwalk. That one was really good. So basically that one was like a theme of like vampire, basically like in the story, like you like go to hell, like you die and you go to hell. And it's just, it was really cool. Thematically, it was really well done. Some of the animatronics in there were awesome. And like I said, I'm not trying to spoil too much, but there was like a dragon's head in there that looked really cool. That was a good one. So, small word of warning on the Nightwalk Haunted House. There was one spot, I don't even remember where it was at, but I thought I was supposed to turn left because it was so dark in there, but the left was just like a black wall, and so luckily I was wearing my hat, so like the brim just like hit the black wall. But I wish they had that on videotape, and I would post that everywhere because it was probably hilarious because there's this guy just like by himself in the haunted house and like runs into a plain black wall. All right, so I've been on all 5 of the haunted houses now. Here's kind of some takeaways. I'm going to put these in ranking order. You'll have already seen it at this point, but I did just want to talk about a few things. So thematically, I think that the Frisco one was my favorite, just because, you know, it was so well themed for Pioneer Village, just because it had, you know, the kind of haunted cowboy-esque to it. But same with Malevolent Mansion, very well themed to what it was, and the clowns, they kept each of these to a specific theme, and I really liked that. But as far as like the animatronics go and the actual like overall haunted house, Nightwalk was really well done, and I kind of had a feeling that that was going to be the best one coming into this one, and it didn't disappoint me at all. All right, so we're mid-afternoon now. All the haunted houses have been open now. We've been on all of them. The lines are starting to get busy. So make sure you get out here right when the haunted house is open so you get a chance to get into them. All right, everybody, that's gonna do it for our 5 haunted house ranking video today. I did want to give you guys just a heads up. I won't be putting any content up for about 2 weeks because I'm gonna be out in Disneyland for 10 days. But once I get back, I'm gonna be pumping a ton of content from there, and then we'll be right back to the Frightmares. Thanks for the subscribes, thanks for the follows. I really appreciate you guys. This has been a fun, awesome Frightmare so far, and I enjoy you guys being along for the ride. Thanks for joining us on the XP Project.